friends, welcome back to my channel, Over 60 Scene, and I'm Wilma. You may have noticed that I've taken a break from videos for over a month. I just kind of wanted to regroup and figure out what I really want to accomplish with this channel. And also, my husband and I went on a trip to Arizona in the middle of May. And so I did post those videos. So if you haven't had a chance to watch those, and if you think you'd like to, take a moment and watch them. We went to the Grand Canyon for 3 nights, and then we went to Sedona for 3 nights. And we flew into Phoenix, and then drove up to the Grand Canyon from there. And we stayed over in a town called Tusayan, and it's a newly incorporated town. It was only incorporated in 2010, so it's fairly new. It's just outside the gate of the Grand Canyon National Park, so it's very convenient if you want to stay there to see the Grand Canyon for a couple of days. We stayed at a hotel called Holiday Inn the Squire, which was very nice. It was very nicely decorated. The rooms were nice and big. It was great. We did have some trouble with the room to start with, but we soon got that resolved, so they were very accommodating. And so I definitely would recommend staying there. The price was very reasonable, much more affordable than a lot of the other ones. And obviously the ones in the Grand Canyon Village are like, those were like $350 a night and up. And that was just out of our budget completely. So we opted to stay in Tusayan, and I'm really glad we did. We took a tour one day through Canyon Dave's Tours, which was like, he picked us up at like 9 o'clock in the morning, I think, brought us back at 4. And our lunch was included. It was a very nice tour, and we ended up being the only ones in the van. Usually there's like 6 maybe, but we were the only ones that signed up, and so we basically had a private tour for a day, and it was wonderful. He took us around to all the sites, it made it so much easier for my husband not to have to drive and have me navigating and saying, turn here, turn there, go here. How about if we see this? How about if we see that? You know, it was already just all figured out for us, and I'm really glad we did that. It wasn't cheap, I'm going to tell you that right now, but it was very well worth it. And you know, when we travel as seniors, we don't know if we're going to be able to visit these places again. So we need to make it count the first time. And doing the trip ourselves versus going with a package deal through like AAA or something, I know we saved a ton of money, because I look at the packages and I think they were like $3,500 per person or $5,000 per person, you know, for escorted. I believe it was escorted, but you're going to pay for that. So by doing partially escorted and partially on our own, we saved a lot of money. So we just took that one tour the first day we were there. Well, we flew into Phoenix on Saturday. We drove up to the Grand Canyon that same day, which was a very long, exhausting travel day for my husband. So I don't know if I would do it that way again. I would probably stay over in Phoenix and then drive up the next morning. But that's the way we did it, because we were kind of short on time. We only had a week. My husband's still working, so we only had a week. And so then Sunday we took the tour with Canyon Dave's Tours. Really enjoyed it. The person that took us around, I'm trying to remember his name now, it's escaping me, but he had a geology degree. So he told us all kinds of things about the rocks and the mountains and you know, way more than way more than we needed to know. But he was wonderful. He was like in his 40s and young family man, and it was very, I can't say enough about it. So if you're looking to take a day tour at the Grand Canyon, Dave's Canyon Tours, they were great. So we just stayed on the South Rim. We walked, we didn't go down into the canyon and do the mules and all that. We didn't do all of that. But being that this was our first time, and the age that we are, I'm 67, going on 68. My husband's 66. So, it worked for us. So then the next day we were on our own. We revisited a lot of the places that we saw through the tour, and then Tuesday, my husband wasn't feeling well, and so we just were low key that day. We stayed around the hotel and recharged our energy that day. It was kind of a loss, but I had wanted to go in the evening that night and see the sunset at the Grand Canyon, but he wasn't feeling good. Something was not sitting right with him. Okay, so then, but we did go outside and see the stars at night, how just beautiful they are and how crystal clear the sky is, and just you can see all the constellations just like they're right there in front of you. It's just really, really neat. They even say that sometimes you can see the Milky Way. I mean, really, like, when's the last time you saw the Milky Way? I can't even tell you. I don't think I ever have. But so then Wednesday we drove to Williams, Arizona, which has a lot of Route 66 memorabilia and things, which was really fun. There's a lot of places to eat there. It's also where you can get the Grand Canyon Railway train. If you choose to do the trip that way, you can stay in Williams, take the train up to the Grand Canyon. They have all kinds of different packages that you can book, either just like a 1 day or a couple days, or, you have to go to their website and find out. But it was cute. It was cute to see all the Route 66 old hotels, and there was a little junk store we stopped at and took pictures. And anyway, you'll have to watch that video to see what it looks like. And then on Wednesday, so that was Wednesday, we drove to Williams, and then that was on our way to Sedona, Arizona, where we spent the next couple nights. We stayed at the Wildflower Inn, and which is an older mom and pop kind of a hotel, which was perfect. It's right near Bell Rock, and the other one is Courthouse Rock, I believe. So we would look out our hotel window, and there it was. And again, you can watch my video and see the pictures from where we stayed. And you may notice if you watch those videos that there aren't very many pictures of me or videos of me, because my husband is not a videographer. And the ones that he did take of me were very unflattering, so I didn't include them. But anyway, that's the way it goes. When I don't know, when I was looking back at them, and I'm like, I'm downloading all of his videos. I'm like, am I in any of these? Like, what? Where am I? Did I even go on this trip? Typical husband. A lot of pictures of me from the backside, like, oh, okay, I really want that. Thanks. Walking with my back to the camera. Anyway, so that was Sedona. We took a tour one day in Sedona as well with a company called Scenic Sedona Tours, which was also very nice. They took us around to a lot of the key points in Sedona, talked about the town, how the town was named. It was named after a woman named Sedona Schmedley. And they named the town Sedona in lieu of calling it Schmedley Station. So we said we were all happy that they named it Sedona and not Smedley Station. But anyway, taking a tour there as well was really worthwhile because he took us to all the key points, took us up to a lot of elevated lookout points. We went to a Buddha shrine. We went to the Sedona Historical Museum. We went to, there's a Chapel of the Holy Cross, which is built into the side of one of the rock mountains. We went, he basically drove us around and told us about the history of the town, and there was one place where John Wayne had filmed one of his movies. And it was fun. And we're well worth the money too. And that was a really reasonable tour. I want to say it was like maybe 10 to 2 or something like that. So it was like maybe 4 hours. And we did stop for lunch at like a food court type area where you could just help yourself to whatever kind of food you wanted. And I, of course, opted for ice cream. You might see that in my video. I'm sitting there eating ice cream. But anyway. So anyway, yes, I just highly recommend, if you've never been or are looking to do a trip, it's wonderful. So it was Grand Canyon and Williams, Arizona, and Sedona. And there's also so many other little towns there you can go and visit. If we'd had another week, well, we would have done all that. But anyway, so it was very worthwhile, and I'm glad we did it. And so that was May, and then what else is going on? Oh, I have a 50th high school reunion coming up. And I'm just not really sure about going. I was trying to think, like, who do I really want to see? I mean, there's a few people that I wouldn't mind seeing again, obviously. I think everyone has that. It's at a VFW. They want $50 per person. So if my husband and I go, it's going to be $100 for the food. I don't know. It's just, I honestly, I never felt like I needed to go before at all. So I'm not sure why the fact that it's 50 years now, I'm sort of feeling like I should. Not that like I really want to go, but I feel sort of a sense of obligation or something. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why. I don't know if anybody has any thoughts on that or any thoughts on high school reunions as a senior, and was it a pleasant experience? Was it just meh, okay. I spent $100 and now I don't know, like, okay. Or, was it just nice to take that trip down memory lane? If they have, memorabilia and videos and things, Of course, I was in the class of 76, so the spirit of 76. And so with this being the 250th anniversary year, I feel kind of a sense of obligation to go. And it's not far from my house either. It's like a mile from my house. So I don't have an excuse not to go because I still live in the general area that I lived when I went to high school. So anyway, just wondered about your thoughts on that. if there's any benefit, you know, in attending your high school reunions. I did have one friend that I kept in touch with, and in fact, I just had lunch with her a couple weeks ago. So, and another friend that I reconnected with not too long ago. So, it's kind of like the people that I really want to stay in touch with, I've already stayed in touch with. So, the other people would just be, I don't know. You know, maybe there were friends that I was friends at school with, like through school activities. It wasn't that I went to their house and they came to mine, and you know, it wasn't like that. That I didn't feel a real strong friend connection. I had a friendly connection, but not where, you know, where you stayed in touch and all that. And I don't know. What do you think? Just kind of interested in your thoughts. So that's the other thing. And then, well, my weight loss. I know I did a video on weight loss earlier, and it was just like, oh, it hasn't been working. It hasn't been working. But now I have an issue with my tooth. I have to go to the dentist tomorrow and see what they want to do about it. Sunday, for some reason, I got up in the morning. Well, let me just say, I had a dental cleaning last Wednesday. And they said that this one tooth looked like the nerve was frayed, whatever that means. So he wanted me to check with a endodontist to see if they think I needed a root canal. Up until I had the cleaning, I didn't have any problems with it. It was fine. But then after the dental cleaning, I noticed some sensitivity to cold. And then Sunday morning, I got up and I drank my cup of coffee, and I just about went through the roof. It was so sensitive, and it, like, this whole area just, and I mean, literally the pain was about I want to say it was about an 8 on the 1 to 10 scale. And so Sunday all day, I just laid kind of low key. Didn't really eat anything too much because everything, you know, was going to send me through the roof. And now yesterday it was better, and today it's better. But I'm still cautious about what I'm eating. I'm obviously not eating any sweets or anything that's where it's like, I think the coffee, it was acid that got in there and just, So that's another problem being a senior. You know, our teeth start to fail us after a while. And so I don't know, I may need a root canal, or I may need just to get an implant there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that tomorrow. But in fact, I've got some dresses upstairs that I may do a try-on with. But these were ones I purchased like a couple of years ago. So it's not like anything you're going to be able to go online right now and say, oh, I like that. Let me buy that. So the best I could do would be find something similar to it. Because as you know, I like to buy my clothes on clearance. This was what happened a few years ago. I had a wedding to go to, and I couldn't decide what dress to wear. And so I ended up buying like 8 dresses. But they were really inexpensive. I don't think all 8 dresses even came to a total of $200. It was awesome. So I have these dresses that I can wear to church and whatever now. And yeah, I mean, it worked out. So maybe I'll do a try-on with my dresses. We'll see. And I did order some things yesterday from JCPenney's on clearance and on sale. I got quite a few tank tops and some jeans and some shorts. You know, because now they're going to put all their summer stuff on sale because they're heading towards fall, and the fall stuff is going to be coming in for back to school. So this is a good time to look on there and see if you can pick up some bargains. I think I got 4 or 5 tank tops in various different colors for like $5.49 a piece. And I usually think Penny's has pretty decent clothes, like the St. John's Bay brand. Excuse me, is pretty good. So, so if I get those, I might do a try-on with those, but I don't know if you want to see me in tank tops. I don't know. Who cares? It's like, oh, okay, it's another tank top. Oh boy. Woo. Anyway. So, all right, well, I'm going to run along for now. Thanks for listening to me chatter away here. And I hope you are having a great summer. We're out of the heat wave here in Northeast Ohio for the moment. All last week was, you know, quite hot here. It was in the 90s with heat indexes in the over 100s. So, and humidity. So it was, you know, a lot of staying indoors and not doing too much. One good thing, I've been going to a swim exercise class with my friend. Couple nights a week or one night a week, however I can manage it, which is fun. And we put on a belt, and we're in the deep water, and it's like basically an hour, well, 50 minutes of treading water and doing different exercises in the water. And I really like it. I don't know why, but I have trouble getting out of the pool. Because, you know, you're buoyant for like 50 minutes, and then you go to get out of the pool, and you feel like you weigh like you're made of lead. And I can lift myself out with the ladder. They just have a ladder. They don't have like steps going out, you know, anywhere, which I don't think is so great when you're talking seniors. But the ladder, a couple times I was getting out, I would get cramps in my leg right away as I was getting out. So I don't know if it's because I'm cold, you know, my muscles are cold. Anyway, but so if you're a nurse or something and you have any idea about that, leave it in the comments. I have no clue why I'm constantly getting cramps getting out of the pool. So anyway. Aside from the fact I do need to lose weight and I'm carrying too much around. But I'm still a size 16/18. But I'm really going to try to work on it. Having this thing with my tooth helps now because I'm not thinking about anything sweet at all. I'm like, no, I don't want anything, no ice cream, no anything like that. So it's helpful. And I did take my walk this morning. So I did get my half an hour of walking in. So, but anyway, okay, thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe and leave me comments, and I'll see you in my next video, which I think is going to be a try-on. Anyway, keep smiling.